going to look really quickly at the technicals over here because I think there's some interesting things happening that people might be missing. You know, when you look at a triangle over here, you can see it bouncing around, kind of consolidating. This one was a little wild, and as it breaks out of a triangle, it can be really wild, move pretty fast in one direction. Sometimes it'll keep going, and sometimes it'll reverse back. Now it meanders here, there's a blip here, and it meanders down to over here. Now, what I'm seeing as a possibility is almost like this trend line over here, and so we're seeing this kind of slope. We get lower and lower highs. Yes, we got this blip, but it didn't really stay. It didn't confirm. It just came back even in the same day back inside this triangle. Now, why do I call it a triangle? Well, you can make the argument that this is one massive triangle. Obviously, we have some support here, seeing a little support here, and over here, maybe some resistance, maybe some support, dancing around this line all the way back here. Now, to be a well-formed triangle, maybe I would have expected it to hit all the way down here for support. Of course, if you own the stock, you don't want to see that happen. But to see the real formation of this triangle, I would have liked a little bit more hitting this baseline personally to really confirm that pattern. But nevertheless, it looks like it's consolidating here, and there's going to be a catalyst, possibly the earnings report coming up, and it's going to move one way or the other. That's the way triangles work. They can move either direction. And watch our fundamental video on the last quarterly report. We released it not so long ago, this week probably, and you get a pretty good argument for the bear and the bull and what's going on with this company, the positives and the negatives. I think it's pretty interesting. Now, you could also look at this as a parallel channel, just these blue lines here. So same trend line up here, but you can see the bottom of this parallel channel was touched a few times. And so this is a little scary on one hand because you could see the argument of this thing coming down pretty far. Now, I doubt, even though we're seeing this massive channel, I doubt it'll come down that far. And maybe we're being a little bit hasty with how far we're drawing that channel. It's a little hard to tell exactly some of these things until we really see where it goes. Nevertheless, I think it's the same argument, though, as the triangle in the sense that, yes, we're very possibly going to hit the bottom of the channel, but it's also possible we break out of the channel. And so if you break out of that channel, we could really move in a positive direction. So either way, with these basic kind of approaches or patterns, the technical analysis, you're seeing that something is really seriously going to happen with this stock. So it's not just going to move and meander sideways, it's really going to move. Now, if you want to take advantage of this, usually you get something like a strangle. So you get a call option up here, a put option down here. Now, it's a little tricky because the price of the stock is only $24, and with option pricing, that might be a little tricky. But the problem with this is because the catalyst is likely the earnings report, everyone's kind of seeing that coming, and so the options are juiced, they're really expensive. And so the only way I would ever try that is if after the earnings report it doesn't move, then I could see the argument for, okay, well, after that, I think it's going to move one way or the other, and then you buy the options. That being said, I mean, because of the fundamental analysis, please watch that, and also click subscribe, give me a like, leave a comment of what you think about all of this. Do you have any other patterns you're noticing? Because either way, I think it's going to move. It's going to be expensive. We think the fundamental analysis temporarily, I think, is pretty negative just because the logistics are not just eating away at their revenue, but also their profit and some expenses. And so, this thing could really move downward when that earnings report is released. On the other hand, it's a great company. They're doing really well, and people might look past those logistics issues and just think that, the whole world has logistics issues, and Corsair is not the only one. They're not going to solve it. The whole world will solve it, and when they do, Corsair is going to be in the money. They're doing really, really well. So I could see this really going either way. The technical analysis kind of shows us it could go either way, and the technical analysis shows us it's going to go one way or the other pretty soon. So my position right now is just to wait till this thing gets a little bit cheaper. Will it get all the way down here to $12? I don't know. That seems pretty far-fetched personally. But nevertheless, it might go down quite a bit, give people a buying opportunity. But I think in the long term, as you watch the fundamental analysis, Corsair looks like a pretty amazing company. So definitely something to watch. And if you don't want to miss the opportunity and you're scared it won't go down, it might go up, maybe you just start putting in a small amount of money into the stock. I'm not sure. Consult your professional, but please let me know what you think. And that's my technical analysis. Thanks for watching.